Hello and welcome to Critical Strike 114. I'm Josh, and here with me is Bill.
Oh, meow.
And fuck Carl.
Sorry guys, I forgot my laptop.
I laugh at every fucking intro. So, Kyle.
Yeah?
Are you glad to be back on the podcast?
I am. And I felt like a fucking idiot when, right when I got into Connecticut. I'm like, God damn it, the laptop is packed up and right next to the bed. Fuck.
Did you know that I was going to be on that episode?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I
did. You ruined the reunion.
Yeah, I did. But now it's reunion part 2.
No, the moment's gone.
Reunioning.
He's back to hating it already.
The moment's gone, Kyle.
Yeah, I got frazzled because I had a last minute booking to go to take care of. I had to go to Boston.
What are you, a fucking hooker?
No. It's
oh man,
at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. My boss is like, "Okay, I need you to go to Boston on Monday night into Tuesday." And I went, "What?" He's like, "Yes." So get that arranged. And then I was fucking my shit because I had to pack for home and then pack for Boston. And I packed all of the stuff that I needed for Boston in my laptop bag, and I left it there, and I'm like, okay, that's the Boston bag. It's all packed. I'll just leave it here. And it happened to be where my laptop was, and I forgot it.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I want to go back to your modeling career. Let's talk about this.
My modeling career?
Yeah.
I want to know what you call your version of blue steel.
It's crimson constipation.
All right, I'll give you that.
My cheeks get a little flushed and my eyes sort of squint.
Let's be honest, your cheeks never get flushed. They're always red. You have...
Oh, you're one of those people, Kyle?
Yeah, I am.
You would think you would want to grow a beard to cover it up.
I can't grow a beard.
I know.
I'm
just being an asshole.
No, I'm physically incapable, and 2, Nancy doesn't like it, so...
Yeah.
But
that's where
now
I'm at.
Back onto your suspender modeling career. How is that working out?
Oh my god, that would be so great if you were actually a suspenders
Pretty good.
model.
I get comments on my suspenders all the time. So
do you rock the bow tie occasionally?
No, I don't have a bow tie.
Don't lie. Seriously.
I honestly don't have a bow tie. I have 3 or 4 different pairs of suspenders, but I don't.
Isn't the bow tie like the final logical piece, though, Kyle? Like with the shaving and the suspenders. Come on. Right.
I don't have the... I would not be able to properly wear the bow tie, and it would look really dumb on me. So I'm going to stick with the suspenders and the tie.
I don't think it'd look dumb. It'd just kind of complete everything.
I would not be able to do the bow tie. So
how about this? You get rid of the suspenders.
Nope.
No. Hear me out. You get rid of the suspenders. You get really tight gray, like a suit pants and then a tight suit, and then you get a red bow tie. And
you trying to turn him into a member of the Nation of Islam?
No, then he's fucking Pee Wee Herman. Who also cannot really grow a beard.
I don't think I'm going to go and look like Pee Wee Herman.
Nance might love it.
No, she won't.
It's possible.
No,
I mean, it's not like you're getting laid anyways, Kyle. Look at the last tweet she put out.
Yeah, I love that someone's hitting on your fiance and she tweets about it. That's what Frodo would do. I like things like that.
Wait, what?
Oh, she put a tweet out saying that you're not getting laid.
Who's hitting on her?
Some dude.
I think his name is...
I don't remember. I don't remember what the tweet was, but it was something like... If you ask me X, you're not going to get laid or something like that.
No, it was me. So
it actually was you.
It was me. She makes this sound every once in a while. It's like a squeak sound, like when she hiccups or when she sneezes. It's a...
Oh, God.
And it reminds me... have you ever seen Greg the Bunny?
Yes.
So there's a turtle on there, a turtle puppet who's retarded, and they call it Tardy the Turtle. and he makes this like high-pitched squeaky sound that is remarkably similar to what Nancy makes. So every time she makes it, I laugh hysterically because then I picture her as a retarded turtle.
And then so she put out a tweet saying that you're not getting laid.
Yeah, and then I finally showed her who Tardy the Turtle was, and she found why she found it funny. She got really offended.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that calling your fiance a tard isn't going to go over well, Kyle.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it too, don't get me wrong, because it's funny it outweighs sex for a week, just saying. But I might have to go and dig up some YouTube clips of this now.
Yeah, I'll find a link and I'll send it to you.
Now, if you were really funny, Kyle, what you would do is when she's sleeping, you grab her phone and change her avatar from that picture to the turtle.
And if you were really funny, Kyle, while she was sleeping, you would press her face and say, touchdown!
I don't think we should explain that one. I say enough offensive things. We don't need to dig into that field.
So look at this. We're all back together.
I know, it's
this
crazy.
Is what happens.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Let's spend 10 minutes talking about retarded turtles.
Don't watch that video now. I don't want to clean up the fucking audio.
All right, we'll wait on that one.
Yeah.
It is nice having everyone back. Josh with the reins, keeping us in check.
Yeah, seriously. No, we're not going to talk about books, which is kind of sad, or golf, or board games.
I gotta say though, Josh, David coming up with the shaving dubstep video was pretty awesome. I mean, that was genuinely funny.
It was genuinely funny, and it was also terrible because that guy has terrible form.
I love how Kyle goes and critiques.
That's what I sent to David too. Like, as Kyle's typing this, I'm like, you would love this, David, because he's critiquing the shaving style.
He's doing it to show off, and he's doing it wrong. So it's just stupid.
You should make a response video where you just put the same music on and shave properly.
He's using some stupid cheap Vanderhagen set. He didn't even lather right. And he's not even doing all the proper strokes. He's using probably some shitty $8 Parker too.
You're honestly critiquing a video about dubstep shaving.
Yes.
Well, just so you know, Kyle, the whole dubstep thing started because David, Bill, and I were talking on Skype last week.
Yeah, the dubstep gun.
Week. Yeah, and I said I will not buy the next Saints Row because they have a dubstep gun.
I'm literally going to gift that to you. You know that, right?
You can decline gifts, so good luck.
I will send a fucking box copy to your house.
You don't have my address, eat shit.
Yes, I do. I sent you the plans.
Oh, fuck.
The plans?
Well, at the arena I've been working on, they have the ice floor for the rink, and I sent him like the schematics and plans for all of the pipe work that goes into that, because it's kind of cool to see all of the intricate work involved.
Yeah.
So I sent him one. Since he's a hockey fan, I thought he might like to actually see what goes into making an ice rink work.
Yeah, I've looked at that a lot.
So was it like is it a 2x3 or is it like the official 3x4 plan?
I don't know. It's a full set of plans.
Oh shit.
Anyway,
what do you mean by
it all
2x3
started
or
because
3x4?
I'm not buying that game, and I will not play that game. I'm taking one of my Josh hard-nosed stances.
But Josh, it's going to be DLC, just like the shark gun. You're never going to see it.
Don't care.
Wait, shart gun or shark gun?
Shark. Oh, you didn't know about the shark gun? I forgot that is DLC. There's a shark gun that you shoot, and you remember in Back to the Future 2 when there's that digital shark that comes out and kind of bites Marty McFly?
Yeah.
That exact same thing, except it actually kills people.
Cool. I thought it would have been even better if it was a shart gun.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's not a shark gun, actually.
I would really love a shark gun.
I'll write them a letter. Would a shark gun bring you back into the fold?
No. And also, your letter writing doesn't, well, actually, I guess it does. It worked with Spotify.
Yeah. I had a pretty solid campaign with that.
Dear assholes,
so by the way,
let me give you money. Sincerely, Bill.
Oh, no, there was a whole thing on the forums for weeks, Kyle. There was like a whole battle on their forums to get that shit off.
You weren't a Spotify premium member?
No, I was, because I really only listen on the computer for the most part. And then, yet again, another quality Apple product finally breaks after 2 years. My iPod dies. It locks up half the time, and the battery will only stay charged for about 2 hours worth of listening. So I got rid of that thing, and now in the car I need something. So I finally just decided to pay for it.
The screen on my phone is all broken.
What'd you do?
Dropped it.
Why'd you drop it?
Well, it's less of a drop and more of a throw and yelling about players in hockey that we don't understand.
Well, it landed on a hardwood floor, like perfectly flat on the screen.
Oh. Don't you have
And,
a
like,
fucking protector thing on it?
No, what am I, a faggot?
Oh, I do.
I have a protector that it does nothing for shock absorption. It's just that if I put it screen down, it adds like 2 millimeters of height so that the screen's not touching.
That's what I have.
I don't like cases. I've never put cases on my phone.
I hate them too, but I don't want to buy a $600 phone.
Well, so it landed like perfectly flat on the hardwood floor, and I was like, oh, well, I've dropped this thing before. It's probably good. Doesn't matter. And when I went to go pick it up, all I hear is this scraping. And I was like, oh, no. And I picked it up, and Kyle, you have the same phone as me.
Yeah.
So from the Motorola symbol up on the top where like you would put your ear when you're listening to somebody on the phone, there's one giant
Crack
up there that goes all the way down to the silver bar on the bottom of the phone, and then just this like millions of little tiny cracks going in every other direction.
Oh shit. That's terrible. Did you have you had a screen protector on it, right? So none of the glass fell off?
Nope.
Screen protector. Let's not take it that far.
No, and none of the glass came out. Obviously, if you run your hand across it, you can feel the
crack,
breaks
and then
and
you'll get tiny glass shards in your thumb when you're using your phone.
Oddly enough, I have not.
It excites his winking, Kyle. Just leave it be.
Oh God, that's so bad. That's painful.
But the bonus is you're close to a new phone anyway, right?
Yeah, so I have insurance. I could, if I wanted to, I could replace it, but it's a $99 deductible.
Yeah, but dude,
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, but if you drop 99, you sell it for 2, you pick up 100 towards the phone because you don't do the whole plan thing, right?
No,
you buy them straight up.
I was actually planning on replacing the screen myself.
Oh, Jesus.
Not very hard.
Oh, please tell me we can record that going down.
Okay. Fucking Bruin, get out of here. You're going to get a hair in the display.
God damn it,
drop it again.
Change the display. Either
So
way.
yeah.
So when are you buying the new phone? Because now you're super close.
I think Verizon has the pre-orders on the 16th.
Interesting.
Yeah, the phone comes out in what, May?
Yeah, the beginning of May. I think like May 1st, actually.
Has the HTC One pulled any interest from you? Because that phone...
I hate HTC.
So do I, but that phone looks really nice.
I actually really hate the way it looks.
I love the dual front speakers. It's all metal. I mean, that phone looks great, man.
I don't like the way it looks, and, what?
It's just funny. I don't like the way it looks. You're wrong. You're a fucking jerk. No.
Yeah, basically. And I also don't like HTC because they take almost as long as Motorola to put out operating system updates.
Yeah, I will give you that.
Yeah, you excited for Jelly Bean on Monday?
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, fuck.
Way to break your phone right before Jelly Bean.
Well, I had my first experience. Well, I mean, we're still on a tangent here, but it honestly doesn't matter. We're
no
still
jelly beans for you.
But my brother got Jelly Bean on his phone, and so I had my first experience with Google Now. And the very first like question or phrase or whatever I asked it, it gave me a nice racist response.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it actually works really well. I was surprised. I've used Siri, and it's pretty good. It's a little slower, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I was like, give me updates to the Bruins game, and it just gave me like the score and the time and everything else, and it would regularly do it. And yeah, it's neat.
Interesting. I've never ever used it. Frona used it for the first 3 days when she got her phone. That was the end of that. And then once I realized you have to have it GPS tied, like all that shit has to be on, I've never used it. It's stupid.
I can see it because it's just quick searches. So like if you just hold down the search button and then you just say it, it's easier than sitting there typing it in.
You could do that already on
I'm
your
lazy,
phone.
though.
Yeah, if you use...
But it doesn't talk back to me. I like being talked to.
No, you don't. You literally don't. We had a whole thing last podcast. No, was that after the podcast? It was. The whole thing with the delivery driver talking to you.
Don't bring
you
this
don't
up,
like
Bill.
people talking to you or things talking to you.
Don't bring this up, Bill.
Okay, fine. We'll move on.
Wait. What?
Maybe we should.
What happened with Josh and the delivery driver?
Let's save it for after the show.
No, we might as well. Fuck it. Fuck it.
What tale of despair do you have about Josh and the delivery driver?
David and I gave him so much shit for this, and even Frona was like, well, Frona took your side.
Frona agreed with me.
She took your side, but not the talking part, just part of it. But you're being completely ridiculous.
Anyway, so let me tell you.
All right.
It was the day before Easter, Kyle.
Okay.
The Saturday night, after the show.
Yeah, so I ordered a pizza, and like we typically do after the show. And the guy came and gave me my food, and then as I gave him the money and everything, he's getting ready to leave, he turns around and says, "Hey, have a good Easter," or whatever it was. And I got really pissed off, because his job is to not speak to me. It's to give me my food, take my money, and leave.
Holy shit, are you kidding me?
Oh, dude, when Josh came back, it
he
was
said
like he dropped an
one
N-bomb.
sentence to you. And it was a good sentiment because it's going to be Easter. He said one thing to you and you got enraged?
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't enraged.
He's never ordering from them again. Fuck them. I don't pay him to talk. It was like a prostitute.
Oh my God.
I never said I'm not ordering from them again.
You literally said you're not ordering from them again. You honest to God said you're never ordering from them again.
Jesus Christ. Let's hope you,
I might be
Josh,
wrong. I might be
let's hope
confusing
you
that
never...
with the people that asked you what type of ham you wanted, but still.
Yes, that's the one I'm not ordering from again.
But seriously though, Kyle, like he was like David and I were trying to wrap our brains around that. But Josh wants like a silent drug trade is what he's expecting.
His job is to give me my food, take my money, and leave.
That's like someone saying, have a good night, and then you pulling a gun out on them and shooting them because they offended you so much.
He's not to speak to me.
It's not, that is not, oh, Jesus
He's just
Christ,
to service
Josh.
you with no words.
Anyway, so... Bill blew it out.
If you got room to talk, you got room for more. Just shut up and keep going.
But as I was saying, I like being talked to by a computer voice rather than a delivery guy.
What if he would have said "Have a happy Easter" through like his phone?
I think at first escalated because I was like, I don't give a shit about Easter. Why are you wishing me a happy Easter?
Because it's a major holiday. That's the following day.
It just kind of escalated from there. Like, you're not to speak to me.
Yeah. It was pretty funny, Kyle.
You know what? The next time you order from them, that should be the first thing you say is, you're not to speak to me.
In the special instructions section?
Yeah.
Do not speak.
Oh, that's
Do
what
not
I'm doing from now on.
speak to the man
In the
who
comments.
answers the door.
In the comments, tell your delivery person, do not speak to me. I'm a mute.
Hold on. Oh, God. Well, either
Seriously,
way, it was really funny. It's still funny. It will be funny into the future.
Fuck you.
You-
You blew it out of proportion.
You have the weirdest fucking quirks, Josh. Like, sociopathic quirks.
It's alright. I have weird things like that, too.
He's supposed to take my money, leave.
The best part, Kyle, is if he were to order a prostitute, he would probably he'd be angry because she didn't speak enough. Because there's no
she's
sex.
not supposed to speak either. She's supposed to service me.
Oh, man.
My mom called me an asshole.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what my mom just called me an asshole. Why? Well, I told the guy, I got mad the guy talked to me. What? I like talking to
it wasn't
delivery
because he
guys.
talked to me, because he wished me a happy Easter.
Yeah, but if you're rolling the dice in this country, even I say happy Easter to people because chances are probably they're Christian.
Yeah, you've got a 8 out of 10 chance that the people are Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 out of 10 Jewish, and then you've got that 1% miscellaneous.
Hey, and at least I wasn't the one listening to a racist podcast with a black lady giving me my parking ticket.
That is
Like you were, Kyle.
It wasn't racist. It was just, anti-gay.
Oh.
Right?
It wasn't racist. It was homophobic. Completely different things.
Well, kind of. I mean, it's not, Michigan.
It wasn't even really homophobic. It was don't call me a faggot, or don't point at me, faggot.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And we all know that faggot no longer means gay. People need to get past this. You're a trailblazer, Kyle.
So his is acceptable and mine isn't?
Oh, yours is totally not acceptable.
Yeah.
Not even close, bro.
Oh, wow.
At least Frona agreed with me.
She did, but not for the same reasoning.
Not to speak to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, fuck you both.
Sweet, sweet, sweet story time.
This is why I left the show. I hate being on a show.
This is why you're on the show. This is so much
seriously.
fun.
You both are the worst.
Probably.
Yeah, I am kind of a bad person, I won't lie.
So, how do you guys want to handle this? Because you guys have one game that you both played, and we should probably save it till the end, maybe?
That's fine. Because I'm fully... I kind of want Kyle to just tell me the ending, because I don't really care that much. So we'll get into that later.
And we do have a listener question, so Kyle, why don't you read that off?
All right. Keith asks, a question for @CriticalStrike. Are video games art? Why or why not?
I'm not a fan of this question.
That's all right.
Because it's been thrown around so much over the years that I think it's more... I always have looked at it's in the eye of the beholder. Like,
I think that 95 to 98% of every game, every movie, every painting, every poem made is not art. Most of it is bullshit. I mean, you're not going to equate Gears of War to Michelangelo. You're not going to equate... No, they're not. They're not nearly. They are not nearly in the same league. That is like a fucking dumb action movie, and dumb action movies are not art. Yeah, a lot of people put in a lot of effort, and they made something and it worked, but it's not art.
I think when I was younger in grade school, like we were part of in my hometown, the children that had better artistic skills, we went to special art like once a month. I know what it sounds like, but once a month we would go to an art studio and do things that, the other kids couldn't. We had way more supplies and things. And one of the things that I still hold to this day that I learned there is the difference between art and the difference between crafts. And I think for like Kyle said, the vast majority of things out there, I would lump into a craft and not art. I think it's amazing the time and skill that people put into whether it's a little tin can sculpture or a video game. But I think for the most part, I would classify them as crafts and not art.
All right, so let me ask both of you this. What games would you consider art?
Flower.
Flower, yeah.
I wouldn't consider that art.
No, because it wasn't about the gameplay. It wasn't anything.
It's an expression.
It was an expression. That's exactly what it was.
I would go Journey, Flower.
I'm going to say something. I'm going to say Pong. I would consider Pong art. Because it's something so incredibly simple, but yet taking control of it, your mind loses all other thought and focuses on just that experience. Nothing else. It's very simple, but yet very deep, and it can suck an entire room of people into it. I would say Pong is closer to art than something like Journey. Because Journey, you could have the same room full of people and they're not going to be involved. It's a very singular thing. Where art, I always feel like you could have a whole room be just as pulled in very easily.
I'm going with God of War.
There's something about the way the eyeball's torn out that reminds me of spring.
Right. And nobody speaks. Best game
They
ever.
just yell. What if the delivery guy just yelled? Would that be okay? Like if he had just turned and went,
I'd probably punch him in the fucking face.
I don't know. I know a lot of people get really uppity about this question, but I'm kind of with Kyle. Like, I don't think most things are art. I think a lot of things are really cool and well done and amazing in their own rights. But for the most part, like, I've been to a fair amount of museums and art shows and things, and very rarely do I find myself just stopping everything and just staring at something and, wow, that's fucking amazing. Like, I know you guys don't probably notice, but the other day I tweeted the picture of this. He looked like a Rastafarian, but it was an entire...
Yeah.
That to me that is art in a nutshell. Like, if you were in that room, you would just sit there and move around and kind of forget what you were doing for a little bit and just take it in. That's art. And very rarely would I consider anything falling into that.
Yeah, I think that's more than what I was expecting out of that question. I'm not a fan of that question because it's been something that's been beaten to death. So especially with this generation.
Yeah.
It was like the more indie. Like, if I hear Fez's art one more time, I'll probably smack somebody.
Yeah, I think, like, you can take it further. Like, when I think of architecture, most, like, 99.99% no. But there are little times where you'll run into something very specific that you catch yourself just kind of trailing off into thought and looking at something.
One of my favorite things to do with MMOs is not the game itself, but it's the exploring and looking at the world that they built.
You know, I have one that's weird that I would consider close to. People would be uppity about it, but on Nintendo 64, do you remember Excitebike 64?
Yep.
No.
There was a mode where you could go into the desert mode, where it was just an endless path of dunes, and you could just hop in there and drive and do tricks and jumps off dunes, and it never ended in any direction that you went. I would say that's closer to art, because you would just, like, me and my roommate would have fun doing that. You would just go and play and just lose yourself to the moment. I'd say that's closer than things like Flower. Because Flower, you still have to think about what you're doing, and there's goals and death and all of that.
Not really.
Well, it's kind of, though. Like, you can't just experience it and be done. Like, you still have to do things.
You don't have to.
You kind of do. You can't progress without it.
You're not progressing in the endless dune. You're driving. I mean,
No,
in
but
Flower, you can just...
But there is no end. That's what I'm saying. There is no point other than itself. With Flower, there are definite points and levels and all of those things. And that's why things like Gears of War are crafts and not art.
Are craps.
Well, I know you both... yeah, whatever.
Anyway, so I think we've covered our video games art.
Yeah.
To me, it's all in the eye of the beholder.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. Maybe that's the way to put it. Because maybe what I find to be horribly interesting and involving, the next person wouldn't. Maybe...
No.
You know?
Generally, nobody likes what you like.
Well, yeah, that could be said for everyone.
Because you're a horrible person.
I am a terrible person.
All right, Bill, why don't you talk about the few games you got?
All right. I finally went back and finished Battlefield 3.
What?
Which
You
was
actually
really
played
random.
the campaign?
Well, I'd started it way back when, and I've been so busy with work that I just needed something to just hop in and play. So I finished it last weekend, finally. It's not
I was on Skype with him when he did it.
Why? Why? I mean, the campaign is nothing to fucking brag about.
It's really not. No, it's not at all. There's a couple fun levels, but there was one section, a huge battle scene, that was really, really good. It was the most fun out of anything played in that game. It was up there with multiplayer stuff, like just a lot of fun. But the rest of it was just mundane, and I think it was because the Battlefield 4 video had come out. I'm like, I should finish 3, and for all the coolness of that video, I know it's just gonna be meh.
More of the same.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm glad I finished it. It's done. It was fun. I played a few, I don't really know how many hours, 3 or 4 of Metal Gear Rising.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's close to where you might like it, Josh.
I
I don't like Metal Gear games anymore either. I've really only liked Metal Gear Solid 2, something Liberty, Sons of Liberty.
2 and 3 are probably my favorites.
I didn't like Snake Eater. I liked 2. The one on the PlayStation 3, I fucking hated and quit on the last level. I hate that game.
That's because it was horrible, Bill.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I mean, I think at this point we can all admit Metal Gear Solid 4 was awful.
Mm-hmm. Awful. This, it has these moments, because the whole thing's just an action game, of like a mash button, kill everything game. And it has all these little kind of cutscene type instances in the combat where I don't want to say they're at the complete madness of Asura's Wrath, but it has tastes of that. Because shit gets so over the top and crazy, it does kind of have some of those moments. Like there's a fight scene on a train that's fucking awesome. And it's pretty close to being a game that I would say you would like. There's a couple things that might get you a little bit, but there's enough substance of fun that if you could get it
just seems
cheap.
like it would get old having to sit here and like everybody's like, you have to cut up this thing to get the life or whatever, and then
No. See, but that's what I thought too. It's all basically in the combat, so I hardly ever do any of that shit. But like, you hold a button when you're fighting and attacking dudes, and then it just clips a button, and you hit B and pull the energy out of them when you need it. It's pretty fluid. Like, it's not something that's a repeated button combination every time. It's all fairly built into the gameplay, and the story is just complete nonsense. It's way over the top. It's not so bad. I had fun with it. I'll probably play some more tomorrow, sitting on the couch tomorrow morning.
Well, if it comes out on the PC, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, if you could,
which it won't.
Well, yeah, it probably won't, will it? Well, it was on both systems. It could.
It won't.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be, if you found it for like $10 at some point, I think it would be worth it. You'd get a kick out of it for a little bit, probably. Yeah, you're an android cyborg, crazy weird character.
Yeah. So I would hate this game.
Too sci-fi.
Yeah.
Well, that's the bits where I'm like, yeah, I know you wouldn't like that, but I think you would enjoy the gameplay enough. Because if you want it to be technical and hard, it really can be.
I don't like technical and hard things, Bill.
No, then why do you like Dark Souls so much?
And why do you like Street Fighter?
Street Fighter's not hard.
Dude.
It's not
the
hard
definition of
you.
technical and hard.
Street Fighter's not hard.
Oh, Christ.
What are you, 2?
Yes.
Kind of.
No.
We are butt and egg compared to you, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll keep playing it. I'll probably get tired of it and send it back at some point, but I've had fun with it for at least what I've played.
Yeah, I still have my GameFly account for one game only, so I might rent it.
I just dropped mine down to one game as well. I would rent it, have fun for an afternoon, and send it back. It doesn't matter if you finish it, because the fucking stories, who gives a shit, but
Right.
It's fun playing for a while. Yeah. I mean, you run down, like, there's one section where one of the mini bosses, like, throws you clear to the top into this, like, clock tower, big skyscraper thing. And then you're running down it, straight down the edge of the building, dodging things. And there's a lot of cool moments. Like, they did a pretty solid job. It's fun. Outside of that, we'll save it for Kyle, though.
Okay.
Right. Carl?
Pretty much the only game that I played was BioShock Infinite.
So we're going to skip that and go later.
Oh, yeah. That was it.
Dickbag.
Sorry.
What about The Witcher?
I just got the Flotsam, and I'm dicking around in Flotsam. That's it.
Is that the first actual village?
Yeah, it's the first actual village.
So you're finally out of the tutorial.
Yeah, I do have one gripe, and this is a gripe about a lot of games when you have text choices that you can make in response to things. That what you select is not actually what you say, and that's infuriating.
I like that, though. I'm the exact opposite. I
That's
want to
fine
put
if
forth
you-
a vibe and then get close to that.
Okay, that's fine if it's close to that, and it's like in The Witcher 2. So you're handcuffed and you're getting interrogated by the royal guard guy, and one of the options is he goes to shake your hand, and one of the things is, yeah, nice joke. And I thought, okay, that's like a very flippant remark, And instead, I hit that, and I get, go fuck yourself, and he spits in his face, and I'm like, that's not at all what that was supposed to be.
Dude, The Witcher is a badass, though.
Yeah, he does not fuck around, man. Like, there's things that you'll press, and he drops cunt. He calls people cunts.
Like, that happens in Mass Effect, where it's, you know, you politely disagree with someone, and then you shoot them in the fucking face. And I'm like, that is not what I wanted to happen.
That's awesome.
And it's still nowhere near as bad as Ellie Noire, though.
Yeah, that's just fucking weird and dumb.
So everything compared to that's not as bad, but I'll give you that point. Sometimes The Witcher overreacts, Kyle. He's a very troubled man.
Hey, nice joke. Go fuck yourself.
Or, what else? In, BioShock, hit X to intervene. You just passed that part, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is not intervening.
Yeah, I did not like that at all. I as soon as it happened, I wondered if I had to have made that choice or if I could have just let it slide by.
That's exactly what I thought.
Why don't you two just get your BioShock talk out of the way now?
Okay.
No, I want to hear more about The Witcher.
No, I'm saying just get it done, like, in this Kyle section.
Oh, like, just... Okay.
All right, one quick thing before we jump away from The Witcher. Do you like walking around and lighting torches with your hand? It's kind of awesome, right?
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
It's one of my favorite parts. It makes me feel like some sort of Harry Potter wizard.
It's like, oh, torches go on, torches go off. Torches go on, torches go off.
Yeah, I love that shit. You're right at the point, though. They drop you in that village, and then you're kind of left with almost no direction. You can spend hours in that area. And there's all kinds of little random things to do, and building yourself up before you can go out and dealing with the things in the forest. Like, you get your silver sword made, and then you can actually handle everything that's out there. And
yeah, that's what I'm sort of doing right now.
yeah. There's a lot. That's probably the most well-developed area of the game. You could tell they ran out of money in Steam a little bit after that, but it's pretty solid. I'm so excited for the next game because there's a boat. I'm on a boat. I don't know. I hope you play it a little bit longer because then you'll actually see why I like it. I think
I'm really enjoying it. I hit a wall, like, right when I got to Flotsam, and I went out into the forest with the silver sword, and I got my ass kicked. And I played it today, and I'm like, oh, I'm mercilessly murdering everybody in here, so I guess I was just in a little bit of a funk.
Yeah. You get better at the jumping around, and the combat kind of falls into place a little bit better. Are you playing on easy or normal?
Easy.
Yeah, easy's the way to play, and yeah. The shield is the key to that game. Get that thing leveled up, because once it's leveled up, anything that hits you, you don't get a hit of damage and your shield goes away, but it shocks them and some of the surrounding things as you get leveled up a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
And so every time something's about to go down, I drop that shield and it makes everything flow better. That's really the only spell I used. Occasionally the force throw or whatever the hell that's called.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the main aspect of combat, of using that shield properly, and everything goes better after that.
Yep. I still love how everything that Bill doesn't know he compares to a Star Wars power.
Yeah.
It's
appropriate. Yeah, it's appropriate, and they don't call it something that you could possibly remember after you're done playing it. They all have weird names. It's a stupid decision on their part.
Yeah.
I don't think they could just call it Force Pole, Bill.
Well, no, but they could come up with something that made sense. It's like gibberish.
Palunga.
It's Palunga. Yeah.
Polini.
Polini's actually close to one of them. I think Igni or something like that.
Yeah, Igni is the only one that makes sense, because that's the one that lights things on fire. But then there's, like, Erga, which is healing, I think.
Pulsalalaba.
Yeah, stuff like that's stupid. Just call it something that you could maybe get a handle on.
Just call it Jedi.
Well, like you said, it makes sense.
I didn't say it makes sense. That's stupid.
Oh, well. So, BioShock.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm watching hockey.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you know where I'm at. I'm right at the end, and I would have finished it before we started this if I hadn't failed.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to spoil it?
I don't know. Do we want to?
I don't really care.
You're never going to play it.
Right.
I don't think anyone
But
else...
if you're going to spoil it, you should probably say something.
I think I'm not gonna spoil it for you, Bill. I want you to experience it, come to a conclusion, and then I want to talk to you about it.
All right, well, just mind the things you say.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what do you think, Kyle? I honestly wouldn't have guessed you picking this game up this soon.
Well, I redboxed it, so I mean, I'm like, is it at the grocery store I'm going to be at tonight? Yes. All right, I'll reserve it, and then I played it for 6 days. I mean, 3 of those I couldn't play it, so that was kind of upsetting because I was home and then in Boston. But it was fun until I broke it.
Yeah, I never even used the powers you used.
That's the same term I used about my penis, by the way.
Wait, what?
He hangs way to the left.
Yeah. But visually, it's really nice. The whole area is just in stark contrast to the original BioShock.
And those games out there.
I know. I'd go as far as to say is they shouldn't have thrown the BioShock label on there until, one scene at the end, and it's like, oh, okay. Now I see the connection.
Well, there was an Easter egg towards the beginning where I hopped off the rails into a little building, like a little apartment type thing. And inside there was a woman giving the police a description of a man, and that was the main villain in the first game.
Really?
Yeah, I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now, but, I don't remember his name, but yeah, there was a big sketch, and they were sketching his face, and that was the main villain of the first game.
Oh, okay. I think I did see that, but I didn't make the connection.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of those little things, like the recording discs always mention something. Like the industrialist pretty much listened to tears and then copied off of Tenenbaum and the hell's the Chinese guy? Suchong. That's how the Vigors came about, which don't really make sense.
No.
Because how the fuck is a guy in the early 1900s gonna copy technology from the 50s?
Yeah.
Genetic modification stuff in the 50s.
Yeah.
Or 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of pissed me off about the Vigors, how they just kind of shoehorned it in.
They had to have it.
And then at least in the 360 version, they don't really explain how you can access all of your Vigors. So I just assumed you were stuck with 2 Vigors, and that was it.
You didn't
just like you were stuck with.
Down?
I didn't know you could do that.
For how long?
Until the end of the game.
Oh my god,
and
Kyle.
I realized that I'm like, I am a fucking idiot.
I constantly change those things up for certain scenarios between fire, the levitation, sometimes the shock on the robots.
Yeah, but even then, by
how
the time,
are you switching weapons though?
I never really switched weapons. I pretty much stuck to the shotgun, and that was it. And then once I found the combo, forget it. I was unstoppable, and there was no point in using powers or weapons at all.
I see.
But I thought you didn't have an inventory. I thought that was kind of bullshit to make you rely upon, what's her face? The hell's the girl's name?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly, it sounds terrible, but she looks like the Disney character Belle.
Yeah, that's exactly who she looks like.
That's what I call her in my mind. So, yeah, that's what her name is to me.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it works though, but it kind of breaks the tension because I always know I could just do whatever the fuck I want because she'll save me. Yeah,
so it's like, oh, I'm out of salt. Oh, now I have full salt. Okay, charge, murder everybody again.
It's kind of to the point, why even have the salts? Just give me the fucking powers then.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's just to sort of
keep things under control.
Yeah, for the areas when you don't have her. Then you're like, oh, fuck, maybe I shouldn't go balls ass crazy.
Yeah. See, I used the machine gun and I modded that thing out completely so it was practically like a high-end rifle. I could pick dudes off from far distances with it 'cause it was so accurate.
That's I used the machine gun until halfway through the game, and then it was shotgun and melee.
Yeah, machine gun and shotgun is the only thing I used. I don't care for any of the other weapons. I liked walking around and exploring. I'm hoping all of the racism plays itself out in the end. Like, I didn't even get why that's in there, really. It just
because it's the 1910s and the dude's supposed to make a perfect society. But even so, everything is hilariously racist.
Yeah, there's not really a reason for it. I mean, maybe I'm too thick to get why you really need it in there, but I don't think it needs to be. It doesn't add anything to it, and if anything, it takes it away. Like when you run into the KKK guys, like...
Those guys are the best.
I know, I don't need this shit in here. Like, what the fuck is this? Especially like this, I understand the scene was powerful in the beginning with the multiracial couple.
Yeah.
But it doesn't need to be there in any way, shape, or form.
And overall, it doesn't really have an effect on the game at all.
No. Thus far, I mean, I'm right at the end. I can't see how it's suddenly going to make sense. I don't know. Did you find the guitar in the game?
The guitar?
Yeah. There was one little room, like, down in the basement of the bar, and you picked up a guitar and started playing it, and she sang a song.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so, like, you walk down this room, and you see this kid run back from, like, the storage shelves, and he was grabbing at some food, and he goes back to hiding, and so you pick up this guitar and play it, and she sings this nice little bit of a song while you play, and gives the kid some food. And it doesn't have a whole lot to do with anything, but it was a really nice little moment where I'm glad things like that are in games because it's pleasant.
Yeah. Is she better than KK Slider?
Who?
No.
KK Slider?
I imagine he wasn't better than KK Slider. No one could be better than KK Slider. KK Slider is a cartoon, is a dog in Animal Crossings who plays the guitar at certain events. Real world events.
Very interesting.
But I really enjoyed how he wasn't a silent protagonist. He actually talked and had conversations, and
they did take some jumps in the drama occasionally, though, where suddenly she's this upset about something, or now it's this. It wasn't bled into very well. It was just, now there's this.
Okay, we're awesome. Now I'm going to bash you in the face with the wrench and hate you, but not really.
Yeah.
Now we're buddies again.
Yeah. They did a good job of hiding the backtracking, though, too. Because you backtrack a lot.
Not when you were fighting the ghost. Not when you're fighting the ghost. That was fucking atrocious.
I didn't like that section at all. It was stupid.
That was really dumb. Could have just dealt
with it all in the shot, and I understand it just adds link to the game and all. But it didn't need to be there.
No. It especially didn't need 3 separate trips.
Yeah. One would have been plenty. Yeah. I did hate those little George Washington fuckers, though. Right before you go and save Belle.
Yeah.
The machine. Those little bastards were tough as nails. Thank God I had a shotgun laying around.
You know, you can shoot them in the back, and they're really weak in the back.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
That's their weak spot.
How the fuck do you shoot them in the back when they're all just hoarding you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Float them, and then shoot them?
Yeah. That's what I just float them and shoot them with the shotty. Worked really well. I like the world that they built. Not all of it makes sense. Obviously, it's crazy, weird science fiction, but it was fun to look around and explore. Like, every area I get in, like, I'd randomly click the button to see which way I was supposed to go, and if there was a doorway opposite of that, I took it every time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It speaks to the quality where I enjoy digging around and seeing what I'm going to find. I like that a lot. I wish it was either more scripted or less scripted, though, to where either I could just ride rails between these areas and explore completely, or a little bit more guided. Which sounds completely nonsense, but kind of how I felt. Like, it'd be cool if it was just a big city that you could just explore and had side quests and things
instead
like that.
of being these tiny little areas that's all you did.
Yeah. Because they spent all this time and money on this really cool place, and it would have been fun to just go and do stuff and maybe do side missions to help, people that are oppressed or fight the power.
I think there's a DLC where that's what you do is you have side quests.
Interesting.
And there's like factions you can join.
That seems maybe okay.
But I think you'd actually have to go back and replay the game in order to get that content.
That's not going to happen. This is definitely a once playthrough, like the first one.
Just wait until you hit the end and you're just like, are you fucking kidding me? That's the ending?
So you're not happy with the ending, I take it?
No.
Okay.
No, I understood the ending. It's not like I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't get what happened. I did get what happened. And that outcome is not possible.
There's a quote in the beginning about the mind tries and creates memories when none exist.
Mm-hmm.
That plays into the ending, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay.
In a way.
I'm hoping they explain a little bit of, why I'm hearing these old songs like Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun being sung by a barbershop quartet.
Oh, they do. You have to find it on the disc, but so you know how you can see tears every once in a while?
Yeah.
Well, other people can see tears, and Fink's brother is a musician, and
I went into his office.
Yeah, he was adept at finding tears, so he listened in and he heard music, so he just stole it.
Interesting. All right, I'll give him that. That makes sense. Not so bad.
Yeah. I thought the weapon upgrade system was complete bullshit.
That was stupid, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I could drop the gun and then pick up another random gun, and all of a sudden it has all of the upgrades that I paid for from the machine. Yeah. That was dumb.
I didn't fully understand why she always kept throwing you coins either. I thought that was just an annoying kind of... There's always plenty of money for everything. Why? It has to be something with DLC, or they were going to do something and then change their mind. Because it seems unnecessary. And
it was funny, it always happened right after you finished visiting like a vending machine. It's like, oh yeah, here's some money.
Yeah. And the lock-picking thing, I don't like that. I know it just hides loading, but it's annoying.
I thought it at least gave her... She was probably the best AI companion in the game I've ever had. She didn't die. She never got in the way. She was useful and gave you stuff. And she had another ability that you could use.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I don't know. Overall, regardless of what happens here in the next 20 minutes of playing, because I'm right at the end, it sucks that I couldn't get her done and failed, but I enjoyed it. I mean, I rocked through it in a week, which is pretty rare these days for me, so... speaks to the quality right there. It's incredibly well done. They put a lot of time into it, and I don't know, I think it's worth playing if you even remotely like games like this. I know, Josh, I wouldn't say play it because you're not going to like it, but almost. Because I think you would like her character. Yeah. Sort of. Maybe. But then you would get angry, I think, to quit playing, so. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but for me, all the tension in the combat just completely left. And so the way the combo that I set up is I have the pants that make things light on fire, and I have a hat that makes things light on fire, a vest. And then I have something that gives me health when I kill a guy with melee, and I have something that gives me, if I hit something in melee, it suffers double damage for 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go in with charge. And with the charge, if you max it out, everything lights on fire upon impact. Also upon impact, my shields recharge. So I'm constantly getting damage when I'm getting hit, and I'm constantly lighting things on fire, and everything has damage over time in this massive area, and everything's taking twice damage. And I'm just going around tapping dudes, getting my health back and getting my shields back.
Yeah.
So that fight that you died, that was... I breezed through it with that. Because you could pretty much teleport anywhere you want with charge.
Interesting.
So that's what I was doing. I was just hopping on ships, beating the shit out of guys, and hopping out.
Yeah, I didn't even think that I could get on the other ships. I was trying to call the bird in for all those stupid machines, those George Washington androids.
Oh yeah. No, I saved him for the gunships. He took him out real quick.
Damn it. Yeah, I'm sure I'll finish it tonight and either be upset or think it's kind of neat. It's the year of shitty sci-fi, Kyle.
Yeah.
Tons of movies and games. It's good times.
I'd like to think that you're going to be upset with the ending.
There's a fair chance of it. Fair chance. Josh, it doesn't involve kitties, so you'll be upset.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you're still there. Oh, Conky.
Hey, Bill.
But yeah,
So
I thought
fucking sexy, Patrick Swayze.
So fucking sexy. BioShock was fun for the most part. I think it got too full of itself towards the end.
Interesting.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you both this, or mainly Kyle. But you've been to 2 PAX East, and at both they had a massive advertisement for this game. Like as soon as you walked into the conference.
Yeah.
Has this game lived up to the 3 years of advertisement?
Well, it didn't really. I didn't really pay attention to it, but it did. The advertisement did come and bite me into the ass because the only exposure I had of it was the gameplay trailer that they had at PAX East. Well, I guess it was gameplay, where if you used the tear system, she would gradually get sick or like something would happen. So I thought there was a moral system in there where you shouldn't use tears because she'll gradually like fade away or something bad will happen to her. So I never used tears in the game unless I was prompted to by the story. So I made it inadvertently, I guess, more difficult for me.
Yeah, because when you're in battle sequences, Josh, there's all of, like, tears she can bring things into existence, essentially. So there might be automated turrets or cover positions or health or guns that she'll just pull out of nothing to help you out in a battle. And so I used the shit out of them, and Kyle didn't.
Meh.
Now, I did die once just because you and David told me to.
Yeah.
I see why now, so I'm hoping that makes sense in the end somewhat.
Sort of. So whenever you die, you're brought to this, like, alternate dimension. Sort of. It's weird.
What?
Yeah, that's what happens.
She shot me up with a needle.
Yeah, she took you out of time to heal you and brought you back.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's why you never reset to the same place, and sometimes there's different enemies, or sometimes things are switched around. Because you're not brought back to the same place, you're brought back to a different place.
Interesting. I thought the needle was remarkably close to a needle we saw in the first game.
Yeah, it's not.
God damn it. That's where I thought that was the point. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so that's BioShock Infinite.
Yep.
It sucks. You guys done?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm done.
No? Okay. You guys have nothing else to...
Nope.
Battlefield 3, BioShock, The Witcher.
Nope.
That's it.
Alright. So I've been playing Evoland.
The hell is Evoland?
It's an,
It's a Josh game.
It's a Josh game. It's a title that went through Steam Greenlight, and it was greenlit, and they released it. And it's kind of a game that shows the evolution of the action RPG, basically.
Yep.
Less
Okay.
Evoland. Or you could have been me, or like me at first, where I was like, Evo? So it's a Street Fighter tournament? Awesome.
A Street Fighter tournament RPG?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna totally fucking hit this guy with my Mike Ross attack. No. Yeah, it's a very retro-ish game that shows the evolution of the action RPG. So games like A Link to the Past and stuff like that, or even 3D Game Heroes to some extent. Basically, when you start off the game, just know that it has no controller support as of right now. So be a man and use a keyboard. But you start off and it looks like almost an old school Commodore 64 game in a way. So everything's like kind of pale looking and very pixelated and some would say shitty. I would say amazing. And then you take like 3 steps forward and there's a chest and you touch that chest and it teaches you how to move left. And then you touch another chest and you can move right. And that basically teaches you from that point on, every time you find one of these chests, you're going to unlock something that allows you to do more in the game. And thus the evolution of the action RPG. So you go a little bit further and all of a sudden you hit another chest and the whole screen just transitions and there's like 16-bit color.
Oh, cool.
And then you hit another one, and now all of a sudden there's music. Music has been unlocked and created, and it's pretty neat how you are literally watching a game come together by doing this. And you hit another chest, and then all of a sudden the world changes. Like now you're on a Final Fantasy VI like map, and then you hit another one, and it goes into Mode 7, the old Super Nintendo Mode 7. And stuff like that. So now you're traveling the world map like that, and you go into a town, and now you created towns. It's just pretty cool how it does that. And like it has different types of combat actually. So you have like your typical Legend of Zelda sword, where if you go into a cave, you have that type of combat where you're going around. The enemies are walking back and forth, and you hit them like you would in the original Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
And you can get items and such as well. And then when you're in the open world, it has random battles like you would a Final Fantasy game. So you're getting XP and you can use magic and everything else. So it's weird how it has like 2 or 3 different type of combat styles. But it's pretty neat how it does that. It's like fusing Final Fantasy and Legend of Zelda together. But overall, it's a really cool game. Like I'm not terribly far into it, but I got to this point where I'm in a town. And every time, like, it's almost like a PlayStation 1 game at this point. The way it looks and the sound is and it's controlling. But every time that I transition to a next section of the town, all of a sudden on the screen, it pops up like this old CD-ROM looking disc that spins back and forth, and it says now loading. And then one of the items I can buy off of a vendor is a faster DVD drive.
Interesting.
It's just a clever game. I don't know. It's just really clever and fun just watching this all like unfold. And it does have its own things in it. Like it has kind of like the old Final Fantasy games. Like as you're going around, you're collecting cards, and it has a built-in card game in it that you can play in some of the towns as well for more money.
Tetramaster?
Kind of. A little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a really cool, charming game. And it's only like
$10.
Yeah, like maybe $8 actually. So
yeah, I just checked it on Steam. It's
okay.
10.
So yeah, it's really neat. I don't know how long it is, but I just really love that I am literally watching the evolution of this type of game, where I have the random encounters. Then I'm walking around on a world map. Then I'm like all of a sudden there's HD backgrounds. Now there's HD music, and now I have an inventory. It's just kind of neat how they did this. Definitely a pretty cool game. I don't know if Bill would like it. I think Carl, you would love it.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds.
I hope there's I hope there's a demo of it eventually.
I don't. Most Greenlight games don't really have demos.
No.
It's only fucking $10, Carl.
Well,
do you not remember how much the photographer costs, Josh?
Don't get married.
Yeah, he also would like to keep his life.
Don't get married.
Well, that's not an option, Josh.
Both problems solved right there. You have $10 and you're keeping your life.
Carl does what he's told, Josh.
I don't well. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. I really enjoy it though. It's just a fun little time waster game. It's unfortunate that it doesn't have controller support, because I know a lot of people that would like it if it did. And it just seems more fitting, because then it would truly feel like a Legend of Zelda or Final Fantasy game. But yeah, it's nifty. It does a lot of really cool things, and there's some difficult puzzles in it too. So overall, I'm enjoying it. But yeah, that's Evoland. I would recommend it to anybody.
As long as they're not me.
As long as they're not Bill or David.
Yep.
Those two can have their Gears of War together.
I don't even really like that game that
bro
much.
It out. Talking about their beards.
The first game was great. After that, just kind of meh.
Yep. So, Carl.
Yes?
Why don't you tell them how they can get in contact with us if they so choose?
Okay. You can contact us via Twitter. You can contact Josh at Nasro, myself at KR Dumont, Bill at Billy Bill Black, or like Keith did at Critical Strike. You can leave us a voicemail at 909-C-Strike or 909-278 7453 or shoot us an email at cstrikepodcast@gmail.com.
Or, as always, hit Platform Nation for a slew of podcasts. The Video Game Jocks did a Google Plus video podcast where it was quite amusing because Paul doesn't have his camera directly in front of him, so it's the side, like some sort of this is my good side shot. And then the camera doesn't change with who's speaking for like 20 minutes. And you're just staring at Paul. It's very uncomfortable.
We should do that sometime.
Well, I don't want to look at your cat for an hour.
I need a webcam.
It would be set to my my capture card, so you'd probably see my PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I did enjoy the one live show that we did.
Who's in it?
Should probably do another one, Carl.
Didn't we do that like years ago?
Yeah, and we've always said, man, it would be fun to do another one. We should probably do another one, and then we never do.
Yeah.
Kind of like me with music episodes.
It's because we don't actually want to know how many people would turn up, because it's like 2.
Yeah. Maybe if we set it to like a really long date, like September 15th, we will be doing a live show. That way, like, nobody can use the excuse of I didn't know.
Yeah,
You can also spam the shit out of Twitter.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy.
That's the only way to get the listeners.
Yeah, I don't
get them listeners.
I have a hard enough time saying, hey, we're recording. Do you want to ask us anything? I hate doing that.
No, I like it because it gives us things to talk about.
No, but I hate being the guy
it's something
asking.
ridiculous.
Why?
Because it makes you feel bad.
For fuck's sake. Why would...
And leave us an iTunes review. We would really appreciate it, and Carl can go fuck himself.
Have we hit that magical number where I print them out and bathe in them?
No, that was 40, Carl.
It was 4.
I'm pretty sure my presence wrecked any chance of too many more reviews.
But the old story was, if we ever hit 40, Kyle was going to print them all out and then roll around in them, like kind of Scrooge McDuck style with money, rubbing them all over himself while Nancy recorded it.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yarp.
Maybe I'll just make like a bunch of accounts and get us to 40, and then that way I can do like a Giles theme to it.
I want the Contra theme.
Work.
I used the Contra theme on the last episode.
No, Contra theme of him bathing in paper.
Oh.
Alright. Yeah. Other than that, anything else we did? Good? Done?
Yeah, we're good. I'm out of here. Never to return. Bye.
Later, bitches.
Bye.